everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inappropriate Movie Database. Immediately, the nose fell off. If you were wondering if it was going to fall off, it did. I felt alone. I have some fancy guests tonight coming in, all spirity. So I grabbed the closest thing I could, and it's this nose. Anyway, welcome to Inappropriate Movie Database, the comedy game show about content warnings. I'm your host, Nick Martucci. We're breaking off a new 100. I feel this nose coming off already. This is I'm just gonna let it happen. When it falls off, it falls off. Comedy game show about content warnings. Did I say that? I'm so off my. All I see is the nose. I'm so off my game right now. If you're new here, welcome. I swear sometimes I am very professional about these openings. Not today. There it goes. We tried. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, you should go join that if you search Inappropriate Movie Database or click the link in the description of this video. That's where you can get all the information about this show, including how to be on it. We've got November coming up real soon, which means I'm going to start booking for November. So if you want to be a contestant, look out for that post either on Facebook or on Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. Also, we just did our 200th episode. If you missed that, that's up right now. We had some fun friends on. If you like this episode, you should go and check out one of the over 200 videos on this channel. Just so much of this game. I can't believe it's still going, but I'm so happy to be here. Other than that, the one last piece, as you may know, winners of the show have an optional prize they can claim to assign me a movie that I have to watch over the course of the week before the next episode. Last week, Jessica Mayotte assigned to me 2002's A Beautiful Mind. And if you love A Beautiful Mind and you're not watching live, skip forward a couple of minutes. It's amazing how many Oscar-winning movies are out there that not only do I think are fine, I think are just objectively bad. And this is an objectively bad movie. Like, it's a well-made movie, but every piece of it is bad. Russell Crowe and Jennifer Connelly are so distractingly miscast in these roles. For example, the woman that Jennifer Connelly's playing is from El Salvador. So that's not great. Also, the character of John Nash, just a real asshole. And they cut out so much of the real guy's life so that you like him in the movie, and he's still an asshole. Much worse in real life. They treat his mental illness like a superpower, and also something that can be defeated through the power of love and perseverance. It's everything I hate about Oscar movies. It's just, I'm glad I finally saw it so I can say for sure. Like, Russell Crowe, there are points where he comes so close to Forrest Gump in this movie. And if you've watched the show enough, you know I also have real strong opinions on Forrest Gump. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if it's quite a 1-star movie for me. It might be 2. Just because it's well made in the way that Ron Howard delivers well-made movies that I don't really like. He peaked at Night Shift for me. But Beautiful Mind, I've now seen it. I can now take that off of my list and hope that maybe I see a better movie or a much worse movie next week. We'll see. Let's bring in our guest tonight. Joining me on the show tonight are Conor Shanahan, Jenny Isme, Elsie Clark, and Marty Viscosi. Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
Hi there.
Marty, I'm so happy you're not in costume, so I don't feel completely bad.
I'm not happy I'm not in costume. Nick, I like to listen to the things you have to say. That whole time was just looking at how amazing everybody else looks.
Yeah. I promise we have one more show before Halloween. I will come with some kind of costume next Monday night.
Same.
But before we get to the show itself, we do have a mini game before I talk to y'all individually. Theme of the show tonight are movies with monsters and or aliens. It's very subjective as to what I consider monsters and aliens. I hope there's no arguments, but I had to make the decisions. So
Us here, never.
Yeah, people tend to agree with what I do on this show. Nobody ever gets mad at me. So anyway, this is a game we play a lot called Keywords. I've gone to IMDb. Every movie there has a list of keywords attached to it that anybody can add to. They can be super specific or super general. There seems to be no real moderation. So what I've done is I've pulled a bunch of keywords for a movie that has aliens and or monsters. I'm going to start reading through these keywords. Yell out when you think you know the answer. No penalties for wrong guesses. I'm going to keep going until somebody gets it right. So this movie has keywords like falling into water, single mother, character credited as self, drinking straw, back from the dead, interspecies friendship.
Frankenweenie.
This is not Frankenweenie. What did you say?
I said Signs.
It is not Signs.
God.
Set up for unmade sequel. Unintentional humor.
All my favorites.
B sci-fi. Space probe.
Independence Day.
Nope. Acronym.
Monsters versus Aliens.
Not Monsters versus Aliens. Product placement.
Mars Attacks.
Cult
E.T.
film. Nope.
Space Jam.
Time frame 1980s. Handicapped boy.
Oh, Mac and Me.
It is Mac and Me.
Holy shit, Nick.
I wanted to have a fun one to start off the show. Also, Aliens Stuck on Earth, McDonald's restaurant, and So Bad It's Good.
I hate that so much.
Care about that last one.
It's fun. It is a journey.
Just so bad.
It lives up to its reputation as a fun bad movie.
The best McDonald's ad.
I would rather watch Mac and Me again over A Beautiful Mind.
Really?
Oh, 100%. 10 out of 10 times. I didn't get angry at Mac and Me at any point. I got angry at Academic Fight Club. Anyway, let's welcome in just a wonderful person. They keep doing the show. If you've seen the show before, chances are you've seen them. Marty Viscosi, welcome to the show.
Hello, it's good to be back.
It is always good to have you here. How are you doing tonight?
I'm so good. It's a wild time to work with children. But I'm so good.
Every time is a wild time to work with children. I don't understand how anybody does it.
They're the real monsters and aliens, I'll tell you what.
Bringing us back to the topic, Marty, is there a monster and or alien movie that you want to recommend to people?
Yes, and it's one with children in it.
Hell yeah.
Which was not intentional when I said that before. I think that everybody should watch Slashback. Originally I was going to say Attack the Block, but everybody's already heard of Attack the Block, and Slashback is also very good and has very similar vibes.
Now, you said that's on Shudder?
It's on Shudder. It's also on Hulu.
Oh,
I believe,
great.
and a couple other things. But I was watching it on Shudder.
I know I say this a lot, but I am actually going to add that to my list and try to watch it soon.
And the
It's
time
very
it took me
good.
to reach for my phone, I forgot what the movie is called.
It's slash back, and it's like stylized like the word slash, a slash mark, the word back.
Oh, that's very
Oh,
cool.
slash
Yeah.
slash back.
Slash back. Like a they slash them type of thing, but actually good.
Like S7N.
Disappointing.
Shout out to
Yeah.
slash and back. Yes.
But yeah, it's really fun. I was talking about it before we started, but it's like very much like Attack the Block meets The Thing, but like set in the Arctic Circle with like Inuit teenagers, and it's quite fun.
I'm so into that.
Yeah.
The Thing is a top 10 movie for me, maybe a top 5 movie. I did finally watch The Thing from Another Planet the other day, and I think that movie's a comedy. I don't know if it knows it's a comedy, but it's just quips for 90 minutes, and then every once in a while a weird alien appears.
I don't hate that format.
It's something, that movie. But yeah, Slashback. Definitely I'm gonna go see that. Marty, welcome back. Also returning to the show. Let's go to the person who I think will have the hardest time speaking tonight. Conor Shanahan, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
And again, I really wish you put on a costume tonight.
Well, tonight I took off a fucking idiot named Conor Shanahan. And of course, I am the thespian himself, John Skellington Jr., also known as the fucking Pumpkin Prince. Yeah, Daddy wanted me to go into the family business of producing inter-holiday specials. Well, fuck that. I decided to go into the human race and become a big, burly, bearded asshole named Conor. So I'm assuming none of this is coming through, either audio-wise or joke-wise. But I don't give two fucks, not even two of them. And The Thing is an incredible film, of course. That was probably what I was thinking of, but you know, it's an obvious one. So I'm trying to think if I've seen anything alien or monster related. Now, let me ask you this. Can you understand what the fuck I'm saying right now?
I can, and I'm actually impressed that your father's jovial nature did not carry over a generation.
Go fuck yourself. I'd jovial if I chose.
I'm not used to a skeleton with so much anger. You're coming in
hot.
skeleton
for a fucking reason, okay? I did an amazing crossover between Halloween and St. Patrick's Day. The problem was that I fucking stayed there for 3 months drunk on the leprechaun's fucking couch. Well, shit. Speaking of which, let's go with the Leprechaun series.
The Leprechaun.
Davis is a great motherfucker.
Do you have a favorite Leprechaun movie?
I mean, that's like picking your favorite child. So yes, I do, of course. But I'm not going to tell you it, so you can go screw yourself.
I agree, though. It is like picking my favorite child in that I don't have one.
Neither do I.
I've seen the first one, and I've seen Leprechaun in the Hood.
I'll tell you what, I sat through each and every one of those, and it's a good thing I'm already fucking dead. Because, oh my God. I'd ask for the time back, but I've just got plenty of it. So, yeah, why don't you send me another one with a little wrestler named Hornswoggle or something like that? I'll take it in, sure.
I'm so excited to see how long your energy lasts tonight. Conor, welcome back to the show, or John, or Jack, or however you want me to address you.
Straight, okay?
Mr. S.
Father, I am Skellington. Or John. Or John. Or Bone. Thanks for having me, Nick. Get fucked.
Also returning to the show tonight, somebody who I think might have the second hardest time speaking, and that's just based on something completely different. Jenny Isme, welcome back to the show.
Hi. Yes.
Hi.
I sound almost as cool as Bone Daddy. I'm trying. How's it going?
It's going good. I want to say how are you, but we spoke before the show and I know how you are.
I'm plague riddled. I'm nearly deceased, but I'm here because this is the only Halloween thing I'm going to get to do this year. And we're doing it. We're doing it.
You had a good run. What is that? 3.5 years?
I did. I almost made it to 4. It's my first COVID. I'm not loving it. I've got a lot of notes, a lot of feedback for them. So hopefully they'll take that.
No, I think we got the audience. Well, I'm sure one of the fans will help you out.
I'm sure. Listen, COVID V17, whatever the next one is, I've got a lot of ideas. Call me.
Yeah, listen up, big COVID. Okay, we got back for you.
Yeah, let's take a controversial stance. COVID is not great.
You know, I hate to be the first to say it, but call me crazy.
I'm glad somebody is finally saying it. Jenna, you got any monster or alien movies that you like?
Man, you know what I realized throughout the introduction of this, and also somewhat 3 days ago when I just casually Googled monster movies. I don't watch monster movies. Oh shit. That's fun. And I watch a lot of ghost movies. I did recently watch It Came from Outer Space, and that was pretty baller. So that was good. I like that.
That is not one I've seen.
It's actually, I thought it was gonna be really cheeseball. It's always held up as like an example of a dumb one. It was great. It was delightful. The effects, honestly, were stunning for the era. So It Came from Outer Space. I'll put that up there.
Awesome. Well, welcome back to the show. Finally returning to the show. I'm sure their face may make some appearances tonight, but for now, we got a face and TV full of Elsie Clark. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, Nick.
Oh, good.
It's nice to be here.
It's so nice to have you here. Again, I've said this to you before, but I just love, like, this is a perfect, not just a perfect costume, a perfect Zoom costume. Like, it's the perfect for that, like, little square.
Oh my God. Thank you. I was really wondering.
Thank you, Nick.
Well, Elsie,
You have 8 days.
Oh, great! Thank you.
There.
And I know it will be 8 days because I've never been able to get anybody to watch a video I've sent them. Elsie, you're the last. I just saw Connor's hand. You came in with gloves for this.
Well, my father's Sally, so just leave it at. Thank you.
I'm so glad I'm here tonight with you people. Elsie, the question goes to you now. Are there any recommendations you'd like to make?
Just in general.
Oh yeah, no, I'm opening this up to anything. I mean,
like
preferably like a movie with a monster or an alien, but if you want to just recommend like a daily regimen,
if you have like a favorite discontinued Bath and Body Works smell, a lot of places make like their own like essential oil type knockoffs, so you can buy the oil and put it in a diffuser or something. I did this with rainforest sugarcane. It had too short of a shelf life at Bath and Body Works. I'm sitting here like, what are all the monster and alien movies I've seen in my entire life? And that's Men in Black, which it's good, right? If has anyone seen it recently,
really
it kind of holds
up.
up. Like
The first one's great.
Nice. And then I thought of a movie I haven't watched since high school, and I didn't know John Carpenter made it, which is Starman. And so
I forgot that Starman could fit this theme.
100%, he's an alien.
He
And
sure,
it's a John Carpenter movie.
maybe like one of Jeff Bridges' cutest performances. He's adorable in that movie.
As I remember, yes, he is. And so I would like to recommend to myself that I watch that again.
Oh yeah, you should rewatch Starman. Starman's fun. It doesn't get talked about because it's not like the John Carpenter horror, but it's a solid sci-fi.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for your recommendations. Before we move on to the regular game, let's see who goes first with another round of keywords. Yell it out when you think you know it. This movie has keywords like personality conflict, running out of gas, unexplained phenomenon, social commentary.
Zombieland.
Nope. Basement. Radio broadcast. Frightened woman. What was that?
Which one of us?
Whoever said stuff. Can you say it again?
Hey, Marty.
Jeepers Creepers.
It is not Jeepers Creepers. It will never be Jeepers Creepers.
I didn't think so, but I thought I'd ask.
Uh-huh. One more time. Your mic cut out.
They Live?
It is not They Live. Frightened woman. Farmhouse.
Black Snake Moan!
War of
Night
the
of the Living
Worlds.
Dead.
It is Night of the Living Dead.
Hey!
Guys, this is a
Yeah,
quality
maybe.
product right here. Look at that. A very quality product.
Nick, I hate that. And if this is the baseline for the definition of this episode, I feel like I'm going to have a really bad time tonight. But I'm glad to.
I don't know. There's always a weird selection, especially when I'm able to put together 24 movies that haven't been used yet.
Ooh, Doofa. That answers that question.
Yeah.
No.
The other keywords here: unhappy ending, leaving flowers on a grave, hiding inside a house, first of series, brother-sister relationship, one day time span, nailing a window shut, daughter eats her mother, and zombie apocalypse. I did not check to see how many movies have the keyword daughter eats her mother.
Oh, Nick, I want to know.
That's just shoddy hosting there. You're really
I
slipping.
know.
Yeah, Nick.
You knew we were going to ask.
We turn to you with these questions as the expert in the field.
I need to get I need to get a research department. But Marty gets that point. That brings Marty up to 2 to start the game. Everybody else, there's plenty of points still on the board. Before we get to the game, if you're new here, here's what's going to happen. I have gone to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and I've pulled parental warnings from a whole bunch of movies with aliens and monsters. These parental warnings, I don't write them. I don't know who writes them. It's the same anonymous weirdos that type in the keyword daughter eats her mother. All I do is I read these parental warnings. My friends here try to figure out what the movie is based on these warnings. Marty, since you got those points, you get to pick our first year of the night. Would you like a movie, and I know you won't, from 1963, 1989, or 2023?
I actually do like all 3 of those.
Really?
Yeah. Nick, on a previous episode, I brought out the little box of monster movie DVDs and like Universal Classics and like all those like throwback ones that we had growing up. But this is like the one category that I'm like, maybe I got this on the older ones. That said, also, maybe I don't. So we're going to go 2023.
2023. All that lead up for a very new movie. This is a movie that came out at some point in the last 11 months or so. For 5 points under the category of violence and gore, bloodless, non-graphic fantasy violence with plenty of fights and killing but no gore.
Oh, I'm raising my hand, but I can't find
All
the
right.
button. So
Anybody
foolish.
else want to guess? Okay, Marty, what do you think?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Marty with 5 points right off the bat. This is Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves.
I'm trying so hard to not get cocky. It's like really, really hard. And I just think that deserves a little bit of honor.
Wow, I mean, you got to do
so
something
hard.
to make up for the lack of costuming.
Yeah, I'm not distracted by having half of my hair in my face. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna get that.
Also,
Yeah.
just to put a button on this, Night of the Living Dead is the only movie with the keyword "daughter eats her mother."
It's a very short film festival.
Can't be right.
Also, "Daughter Eats Her Father" is on here, and that has 2 movies and a TV episode.
What's the other movie?
We Are What We Are, which, if you haven't seen that movie, that is fun. Fun might be a strong word. It's a cannibal family. Other clues in Dungeons and Dragons: violence and gore. A soldier's head is chopped off, but it's in the background, and all we see is the helmet go flying one way while the body falls to the ground. Frightening and intense scenes. There's a 5-minute scene with dead corpses talking to the main characters. This may be scary to some viewers. Violence and gore. At one point in the film, a character casts a spell, and you can see characters' skin wither as they vomit white liquid out of their mouths. Can be very disturbing for younger or squeamish viewers. Violence and gore. People are crushed by falling debris or chomped by dragons, but nothing too gory.
We sent our kids on a field trip to go see that movie, and when they came back, I asked them if they liked it, and most of their answers were, yeah, there was a fat dragon. Like, that's all they remembered from that movie.
I mean, that's a good thing to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Marty, you're at 7 points. Everyone else is in wonderful costumes.
You could call this episode 0007, and it would be accurate out now. You got Halloween. I'm out of here.
All right. Connor, you get to pick this one. Would you like a movie from 1962, 1984, or 2018?
1984.
1984. From 1984 for 5 points under sex and nudity. A man and his girlfriend prepare to have sex, and she tells him to go get her a beer. He does so, and she is making out with another boy. During this, he is walking around the house with no pants on, with an erection covered up by a sock. More funny than sexual. Not one of those sexual socks on an erection. For 4 points under frightening and intense scenes, the life of the title character is always intense! Exclamation point. For 3 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, Bud, Otto, Duke, and his girlfriend all snort cocaine and speed several times during the movie. For 2 points under violence and gore, at the very start of the movie, a police officer opens the Malibu trunk and gets vaporized, leaving only his steaming boots. This also happens to a few other minor characters in the movie. Not graphic, but surprising. These scenes, especially the cop scene, are what people remember most about this movie.
I don't know.
Okay, Connor, what do you think?
I've not seen this movie.
Hold on, Marty also has a guess. I'm going to go to Marty first.
Okay.
I'm so on the fence about my guess. I'm waiting.
Never mind, Connor. Sorry for the interruption.
I'm also on the fence, but I will go ahead and say Repo Man.
You picked the right one. This is Repo Man.
Wow. I knew something about a trunk and vaporization, but I had clowns from outer space and the old dome.
Oh, yeah.
That one out of there.
Last one, violence and gore. Otto gets beaten up while attempting to repossess a car. However, it's shown in a very slapstick manner and played more for laughs. That brings Connor to 2, Marty at 7 still, Jenny and Elsie just waiting for the movie they know.
We're just here biding our time, ready to make our moves. But when we do,
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jenny, let's see. Oh, go ahead.
To guess an IMDb rating correctly.
Jenny, let's see if this helps you. Would you like a movie from 1986, 1991, or 2005?
Oh boy. Ooh. 2005.
2005. All right, 2005 for 5 points under profanity. Many uses of goddamn, shit, bullshit, ass, asshole, damn, and hell all throughout the movie. Some of this is hard to hear due to the loud action sequences. All right, 2 hands up already. Marty, what do you think?
Is this Cloverfield?
Jenny, what do you think?
Slither.
It is not Cloverfield. It is also not Slither. But Slither is great.
It is great. It just that volume of swearing sounds about right.
Cloverfield used to be a movie I liked, and I don't know if I can go back and watch a whole movie where T.J. Miller's yelling at you the whole time.
I never saw it, but knowing that, I probably never will.
For 4 points under frightening and intense scenes, Rachel frequently screams and cries in response to the frightening events happening around her. Connor, what do you think?
War of the Worlds.
Connor hits the 4 points. This is War of the Worlds.
That's fucked. All right.
The Tom Cruise classic.
The Tom Cruise classic.
Also in War of the Worlds, violence and gore, survivors riot over a rare working car, smashing windows and bloodying faces, tearing at a broken windshield. A man's hands are bloodied. Guns are fired in a crowd. Shortly after this, one panicked man shoots another and takes his car. Violence and gore, the military engages in all-out assaults against the machines, complete with automatic weapons, fire, airstrikes, and huge explosions. And violence and gore, the body count in this movie, both seen and implied, is massive. In every place the relentless alien war machines attack, we're left to assume most of the human population is obliterated. We see numerous people vaporized by alien lasers, lost to explosions, presumably crushed by flying debris, and drowned in a water attack. Well, now we've got a game. Connor and Marty, both at 6 points. Elsie in second place with 0. Jenny at -1.
So all is right with the world. That's what you're saying. All things as they should be.
All right, we got one more before the halfway point. Elsie, you get to pick this one. Would you like a movie from 1988, 1998, or 2011?
1998.
1998. From 1998. Also, are you okay if this movie might be from 1997?
Am I personally?
Yeah. Would you be okay with that? I
I
don't
mean-
know. I don't know where
Mhm.
where the mix-up went, but I've got 2 different years down here.
Oh man.
Oh, it's
Okay.
1997.
Kind of seems like something you should have taken care of before we went live. But
I mean, you are
Wow, Nick.
more than welcome to change if 1997 doesn't seem like yours.
I bet that wasn't even your clown nose.
Pretty sloppy.
I mean,
That did look like a phone windbreaker, actually. I don't even know if that was a clown nose.
I will say if anybody deserves to have a clown's nose, it's me. Because I'm messing up this game.
Because you
Sad
kicked
times.
that clown's ass
Just a
fair and
real
square.
clown. 1997 for 5 points under sex and nudity. Women discuss how a pregnant woman would do a home delivery. For 4 points under sex and nudity, a woman says that a man's crotch looks like a pair of rolled up socks. For 3 points under sex and nudity, an alien grabs a woman's breasts.
I don't like this at all.
For 2 points under sex and nudity, during the performance of I Am the Leader of the Gang, I Am, the male dancer's buttocks can be seen. Elsie, what do you think this movie is?
Men in Black 2?
It is not Men in Black 2.
Oh.
Oh, Connor, what did you think?
Mars Attacks?
It is not Mars Attacks. Figured I'd give you a break. I know raising your hand on an iPad is hard.
Do you mind if I just put this stupid thing up like this?
That might work as long as I'm looking at the Zoom screen.
Okay, I'll make it work. Don't worry. I'll do the other thing.
For 1 point under violence and gore in a fantasy sequence, Emma Bunton fights off bad guys in a martial arts way.
Wait. Never mind.
Never mind.
I mean, okay, hand up.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Everybody got an O except for Marty. I could have phrased that in a much better way. Connor, what do you think this movie is?
I don't think it is this, and I don't think Emma Bunton is the person I think, but I will say Spice Girls, the movie.
Elsie, what do you think?
Emma Bunton is the person you're thinking of. Is it Spice World, the movie?
Jenny, what do you think?
I also thought it was Spice World. Full stop.
Well, 2 of you said Spice World, so I will give it to the 2 people who said Spice World. That is Baby Spice in Spice World.
Darn right.
I do not remember that movie, apparently.
It's about aliens?
Yeah, aliens play a weird, like, significant part of the movie.
Gropey part, apparently.
I like had it in my head that was like a family-friendly movie.
I mean, it was in 97. Our thoughts have changed.
Gotta be Little Green
Our-
Man.
for the late 90s, the early late 90s, it was tasteful.
There. I'm
The
glad I
early
haven't
light.
shown that at work on like vibes and memory alone.
All right. Well, going into the halfway point, Marty back in the lead at 6, Connor at 4, Jenny and Elsie tied at 0. Also, Elsie disappeared for a second. I'm going to assume that's fine.
It's fine.
Okay. That brings us to our second mini game. This is just a classic. Okay. Also, everybody's leaving.
Yeah, let him go. This is my chance. Get out of here.
This is a classic multiple choice game. I'm going to ask one of you a multiple choice question. If you get it right, you get 4 points. If not, the next person can guess for 3. The next person can guess for 2. Last person gets 1 point if you remember the remaining answer.
Ugh.
I think I'm going to go in a reverse order here so I can get everybody's scores correctly. So, LC, if you're okay, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
LC, in which of these movies did Bela Lugosi reprise his role of Dracula? Is it Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, The Ghost of Frankenstein, or Son of Frankenstein?
Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
That is 4 points. The only other time he ever played Dracula was in Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
Yeah.
In Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, Bela Lugosi plays the monster. And in Ghost of Frankenstein and Son of Frankenstein, Bela Lugosi plays Igor. Well, that's 4 points to LC. Jenny, we come to you. Which of these actors has never played Frankenstein's monster? Gerard Depardieu, Kevin James, Lon Chaney Jr., or Raul Julia? Who has never played the monster?
Raul Julia.
Raul Julia played the monster in a movie called Frankenstein Unbound. Connor, Gerard Depardieu, Kevin James, or Lon Chaney Jr., who's never played the monster?
Lon Chaney Jr.
Co-stars with Bela Lugosi, who plays Igor in that movie. Lon Chaney Jr. plays Frankenstein's monster in The Ghost of Frankenstein. Marty, we're down to Gerard Depardieu and Kevin James, as so many decisions come down to.
Either, like, oh god, I
Also
feel like I'm
Love
about
in
to.
France.
I feel like I'm about to add a movie to my list, depending on the answer to this.
Either way,
I'm gonna go with the one that I have not heard of, Gerard.
Depardieu.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't work much anymore. I'm not even sure if he's alive.
He doesn't need to.
Airplanes.
What?
He was publicly urinating on an airplane.
That has never stopped anybody from continuing to have a career.
No, but so he's alive.
Oh,
You
was
gotta
that
be
recent?
alive to publicly take a piss on an airplane.
I disagree. If you die mid-flight, you can still empty your bladder.
I have pissed on many airplanes since dying.
Anyway, Gerard
What? 2
Depardieu
points.
was considered for Kenneth Branagh's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, but the role went to Robert De Niro. That is 2 points to Marty.
The role went to Kevin James.
Kevin James played Frankenstein's monster in Hotel Transylvania.
Oh,
Almost called it Hotel California. All
I
right.
was so
I'd watch
excited to add
that.
movie to my list.
Connor, which of these movies is not about werewolves? Bad Moon, Hot Child in the City, Jack and Diane, or Werewolf of London?
Based solely on the fucked up name, I'm going with Hot Child in the City.
Hot Child in the City is correct. That is another movie based on a song title that has nothing to do with werewolves. All three of those others are based on song titles and are werewolf. Oh, wait, no. Werewolf of London came first. The song's based on that. That's 4 points to Connor. Finally, we go to Marty. And if I remember correctly, Marty will dislike this question.
Probably.
Which of these is not an alien species that shows up in the Star Wars movies?
Nick, I thought we were friends. Nick.
I had to get an alien question in here somewhere.
Yeah, but Nick.
All
damn
but
it.
one of these is an alien species in the Star Wars movie.
Can I phone a friend? Can I call Carrie?
Is it Frog Dog, Jizmac, Shungbeak, or Ubies?
I'm trying to cheat by watching Jenny's face. Can I get those one more time?
Sure can. Frog Dog, Jizmac, Shungbeak, or Ubies?
I feel like I'm having a stroke. Can you say those one more time?
I absolutely can. Frog Dog, Jizmac, Shungbeak, or Ubies?
I'm going with C.
Shungbeak?
Yeah, that one.
Shungbeak appeared first in The Rise of Skywalker.
I've never seen a Star Wars, Nick.
Uh-huh. Connor, Frog Dog, Jizmac, or Ubies?
Based solely on the awful name, I will go with Gizmac.
Jizmac Dagusha is the drummer for Gwar. It is correct. That is 3 more points to Connor.
Gwar drummer. Fucking awesome.
But yeah, Frog Dog, spelled frog-dog, is a species in Star Wars.
Yeah, one thing a lot of people don't realize is that George Lucas is not a creative man and is bad at imagining. So
he's bad at names.
Fun. He's bad at names, but God bless him.
He named his protagonist Lucas.
He named the music style in the cantina Jizz.
Yeah,
Jizz music.
Jizz music.
Not go with Jizmac because of that musical styling.
Lay that hot jizz on me, baby.
Nick,
Isolate it.
Nick, can I have a point because I have the same big three as George Lucas?
No.
That is not a joke.
Connor managed to get 7 points off of that round. LC got 4. Marty got 2. Jenny, fortunately, still at 0. LC is at 4. Marty is at 8. Connor's moved to 11. We hit the second half of the game. Connor, since you got the most points in that round, you get to pick this year.
Okay.
Would you like a movie from 1999, 2009, or 2016?
Let us try 2009.
2009. All right, 2009 for 5 points under violence and gore. A planet explodes. For 4 points under frightening and intense scenes, the opening sequence of the film depict the military coming to take away Susan and locking her up underground forever when she accidentally becomes different through no fault of her own. Marty has a guess. Anybody else? Marty, what do you think this movie is?
I was gonna guess it on the 5-point clue and I'm salty. Monsters versus Aliens.
Jenny mentioned it earlier. I finally was able to include this. I'm so happy it's this episode. This is Monsters versus Aliens.
I'm gonna get like half a point, right? I get half a point for that?
You get half a point, but I got to round down to the nearest point.
Well, we know. You know.
That is 4 points to Marty. Other clues in that: sex and nudity. After Galaxar delivers his message, the president says, "Set the terror level to code brown because I need to change my pants." Sex and nudity. One of the monsters looks at the female character and references her boobies. The missing link says Insectosaurus might pee himself, but it doesn't actually happen. Ginormica is in one scene barefoot in giant form. That's under sex and nudity. And frightening and intense scenes. There's a lot of intense sci-fi type action. A huge robot attacks a city and the Golden Gate Bridge, destroying it, while Ginormica, Susan, tries to hold it off while people escape to their cars.
My mom is very tall and her name is Susan, and she took that movie very personally.
Well, that explains why you got that from Susan.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, Marty has regained the lead now with 12 points. Connor at 11, Elsie at 4, Jenny at 0.
0.5.
0.5 in our hearts, but on the scoreboard 0. I can't do decimals. It's just they won't let me. Jenny, you do get to pick this year, though. Would you like a movie from 1996, 2006, or 2017?
I'm gonna have to go with 2006. I watched a movie from 2006 this week. It's not gonna be on this, but
all right, 2006 for 5 points. Under violence and gore, we hear someone being tortured in another room. This is from a hallucination. For 4 points, under violence and gore, a woman falls from a building and lands on barbed wire that goes through her stomach. The woman is an antagonist throughout. So don't feel too bad. For 3 points under violence and gore, 3 men are eaten by creepers, beetle-like creatures. Most of this is off screen. For 2 points under violence and gore, during one scene, a woman is grabbed by the chest and has her skin ripped off before the skin is thrown at other characters. The skinless body is seen briefly. Very graphic. For 1 point under frightening and intense scenes, this is a very creepy and unsettling film with scenes of sadistic violence. However, it is obviously unrealistic, since the film is an adaptation of a video game where the violence is often exaggerated. Jenny has a guess. Marty has a guess. Anybody else? Marty, what do you think?
I'm torn between 2 answers. I'm going to go with my gut and Silent Hill.
Jenny, what do you think?
I'll be the other one and say Resident Evil.
That was my other one.
Those would be the 2. And Jenny, you're such a good sport. You made the wrong decision. This is Silent Hill.
Ooh.
You know, the movie I watched this week was I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, and I wish I didn't. Really regretting that.
Like, I haven't seen any of them, but as far as I know, the best movie in that series isn't great.
Yeah, best one is number 2, and it's only because the true Cinderella is essentially the star. We committed to a 90s slasher theme this year to pick up all the crumbs that we missed when we were cool teenagers, and we should have left them crumbs.
Have you come across one that you're glad that you watched yet?
Probably. I'll get back to you on that. I gotta think
great.
on it for a minute.
Well, Marty now at 13, Connor at 11, Elsie at 4, Jenny at -1. We got 2 movies left before the final. Elsie, would you like a movie from 1984, 1991, or 2016?
Let's do 2016.
2016. From 2016 for 5 points under violence and gore, a character shows bloody cuts and bruises after surviving a car crash. For 4 points under frightening and intense scenes throughout the film, there is an uneasy atmosphere that plays with the emotions of the viewer. The movie is extremely intense and scary throughout. The main enemy is a very menacing and disturbing character, and the two main characters are under constant threat throughout. Connor has a guess. Anybody else? Connor, what do you think? Oh, Jenny, what do you think?
Tucker and Dale versus Steeple.
Connor, what do you think?
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil is a fantastic movie. 10 Cloverfield Lane, also a fantastic movie. And this movie. That is 4 points for Connor.
Holy shit, John Goodman in that. Oh my, I mean, all three of them, but wow.
Yeah, John Goodman. The fact that John Goodman has never been nominated for an Oscar is an injustice.
I don't like that.
John Goodman and Steve Buscemi, neither of them have been nominated, and both of them deserved it for The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Also in 10 Cloverfield Lane, character tries to stab someone who's crawling through a metal vent. The knife is viciously thrust through the metal walls a few times, coming very close, but no injuries are sustained. Frightening and intense scene, a woman who has been exposed to radiation screams at a character to let her into a sealed bunker, then smashes her head against the glass. And frightening and intense scenes, the main antagonist, Howard, John Goodman, is hinted to be a pervert. For one, he abducts the main character and treats her like his own daughter. There's more to that clue that had a lot more spoilers in it, so I decided to cut it off there. Yeah, 10 Cloverfield Lane may be one of the most tense experiences I've ever had in a movie theater. You could hear the air just escape the room. We got one movie left. Marty at 13, Connor at 15, Elsie at 4, Jenny at -2. Marty,
Yes.
you get to pick this year. Would you like a movie from 1932, 1976, or 1985?
Damn it, Nick. I know in 1931. I don't think I'm gonna go with 85 and
85.
stick to my safe zone.
Final movie from 1985 for 5 points under sex and nudity. Someone says a parrot has a big pecker.
This is 1931.
1985. Humphrey Bogart says a parrot has a big pecker.
Here, not your
Can I change my mind to 1932?
For 4 points under violence and gore, a cat and a few people are tortured in an electrified room. For 3 points under violence and gore, a small monster gets thrown into a fan. Chunks of it are seen afterwards.
Oh. What was the year?
85. Connor has a guess. Jenny has a guess.
I'm trying so hard to find the button.
Okay, Marty also has a guess.
Yes.
Marty, what do you think this is?
I think this is Gremlins.
Jenny, what do you think?
Alien Spore. The prison one.
Connor, what do you think?
I think this is Stephen King's Cat's Eye.
So I think Alien 3 is the prison one. And 3 and 4 both came out in the 90s. And it really feels like it should be Gremlins, but instead it's Stephen King's Cat's Eye, the horror anthology with Drew Barrymore.
That little guy terrified little skeleton boy. That little green goblin thing sucked. Drew Barrymore pre-scab mode, you know.
I mean, you can't really say that. I don't think she was ever put to the test at that point. She might have been a scab. She grew up real quick. Also in Cat's Eye, Alcohol, Drugs, and Smoking, the first plot involves a man trying to stop smoking. And frightening and intense scenes, all three stories are mildly intense, but a bit off-put by the film's dark humor. The first story may be disturbing to some. The second is suspenseful and may scare some when a man falls off a building. And the third story may scare small viewers.
Not children, just petite viewers.
No, just smaller individuals.
Warwick Davis hates that third one. Gets it in the pants.
All right, that brings us to the final round.
I just want you to know, I can see everything. The way that my contacts have been rubbed out of my eyes. Things are great.
In a moment, and I feel like this might be difficult for at least one or two of you, I'm going to ask you how many of something. This time related to movie franchises. I want you to privately message me a bet between 0 and your total points, how confident you feel about movie franchises. Connor, you can bet up to 18 points. Marty can bet up to 12. LC, you can bet up to 4. Jenny, you have -3 right now. You can bet up to 3. And if you get it exactly right, there's an extra 3 points. So you can still end up in the positives.
Anything could happen, really.
I've seen worse things happen in this game. On the episode that Marty hosted last.
I was just thinking that.
I think
That
if
brought me
Marty,
so much joy.
if Marty wins for the 53rd time or whatever, I think they should be allowed, nay, compelled, to give their prize to someone who's maybe never had one.
I don't win that often. I'm just on a lot.
Yeah, Marty surprisingly doesn't have the best record.
Wow, Nick.
Wow.
Very good at the game. Just doesn't always.
Not good at winning.
All right, I see 2 bets are in right now.
Oh wait, what are we? Oh yeah, I mean like full on, whatever. But
Jenny can bet up to 3. Okay, everybody has put in their bets. These are 2 big franchises that have crossed a couple of times. In total, how many Alien movies and Predator movies are there? I want you to privately message me. In total, how many Alien movies and Predator movies are there? And yes, this includes what you think it includes. Okay, I've got 2 answers in.
I can see. Fucking wow.
Still waiting on one of you.
I think that's to you.
Going into this episode, those were the 2 franchises I was most worried about being in this episode.
Save them for the
seen
end.
The original Alien out of all of them.
I mean, if you only see one movie out of all of them, it's the original Alien.
I've heard really good things about some recent developments.
There is a really good Predator movie that came out last year. We get
I really love Alien versus Predator. I think it's a fantastic addition to both canons, bringing together two great tastes in one.
So Jenny guessed 9 movies. Connor guessed 11. Elsie guessed 12. Marty guessed 14. You're all pretty close to each other. I will say there is Alien versus Predator and Aliens versus Predator Requiem. There's also Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, Prometheus, and Alien Covenant, and Predator, Predator 2, Predators, The Predator, and Prey, bringing us to a total of 13 movies. That means, Jenny, unfortunately, you were off by 4. So you lose the 3 points that you bet. Connor was off by 2, meaning you lose 18 points. Both Elsie and Marty only off by 1. Both of you get points for that. Elsie bet all 4. Marty bet all 12. Everybody went all in this game. That means our final scores tonight, Jenny at -6, Connor at 0, Elsie at 8, and our winner tonight with 24 points is Marty Viscosi.
Yeah.
I don't win that often.
Yeah, no, never.
Never.
Never heard
Elsie,
that.
I like that you came in second place despite never guessing, never buzzing in once. Wait, no, you buzzed in twice and it canceled it out.
Oh.
Because you got -1 and then +1. So I'm looking down your list and it's all zeros. But second place.
Yeah.
Well, this was so much fun. Thank you all for being here, and I'll bring in some Halloween spirit. Before we go, if there's anything you want to promote, anywhere you want to be found, or just any last words, Jenny, I'll start with you.
As we all know, I'm going nowhere and doing absolutely friggin' nothing for Halloween. So instead, I'm just gonna give Nick Martucci a movie to watch anyway, because he can't stop me. I'm already doing it. And that movie is The Ghost of Dragstrip Hollow. It's my favorite ghost movie, and I've seen a lot of them. And that one is not good, but it is my favorite.
What is that called?
It's called The Ghost of Dragstrip Hollow. It's about an hour long. It's from 1959. They were trying really hard to launch a franchise. So it's about haunted houses and drag racing. Don't ask how they're related, because they're not.
You know what? I might if it's an hour, I might watch that.
I guess honestly, you could watch it tonight. Also, I have a recommendation for your the prize that you're doling out. I've been thinking a lot about this and how we don't know if you really watch those movies or not. I think you should have to live tweet them.
Here's the thing. I go into these movies hoping to enjoy them. So I don't like to just text on my phone during the movie. I like to watch it. I will say, for The Spy Next Door, the Jackie Chan movie from 2011, if you go to my Letterboxd right now, which is Blundering Idiom, you can see my live thought process of that movie. I had such a bad time. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Excellent.
So it does happen if the movie is worth just tweeting my reaction or writing it down in a notepad and posting it later. But
in that case, I will look forward to your full novella on The Ghost of Dragstrip Hollow.
The Ghost of Dragstrip Hollow. Connor, you got anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, thanks for having me. And as always, fuck osteoporosis. Fuck it. Thank you.
Just like you managed a gruffer Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, it's maybe more like in the way of like an Eddie Pepitone at this point. I didn't mean
Yes, definitely Pepitone vibes.
when you got no vocal cords, you turn into a fucking Pepitone. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, peppers is one of those things that Jenny can't taste it. Like, that tone of pepper, it's just gone.
LC in the talking head spot. Do you have anything you want to say?
I want to say that people need to give the new Frasier a chance.
You are the only one I've ever heard mention the new Frasier and not say that it's one of the worst things they've ever seen.
Did you go to the food truck?
No, I didn't go to the gross food truck. Who actually look? Tossed salads and scrambled eggs represent callers with emotional and mental distress. Okay, like it's not about two foods that complement each other. And then
I'm pretty sure it's his favorite snack. That's how the song goes. If my favorite food is tossed salad and scrambled eggs, I'm pretty
I'm
sure
eating it.
that's the song.
They pair really well. Look, it's getting its bearings. We got classic Frasier. The other characters are gonna need some time to establish themselves in the shadow of this giant. Look,
has he remembered that he has a child yet?
Has he remembered? Nick, he's finally, after 65 years, moved to the same city as his child. He lives in the same city as his son. He's a good dad now.
Oh, yeah.
That's why the subtitle is Frasier, Father of the Year, who loves tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
Like, he lives in Boston in this, right?
Yeah.
Have they said that the bar Cheers has closed down?
They haven't said specifically.
Why isn't he there?
I mean,
restraining order.
Like who he was when he was there. He didn't. Even the early seasons of the original Frasier are kind of him coming to terms with the fact that he spent way too much time drinking at this bar in Boston. And then also there's an episode where Woody Harrelson visits and he realized, and like both of them like keep forcing themselves to hang out with the other, but it's just not there.
They could get together at a Robert Kennedy rally.
Oh,
Woody Harrelson's all in on Robert Kennedy.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Robert Kennedy is a voice inspiration for this character, by the way.
I mean, Kelsey Grammer is all in on Stop the Steal, so I don't have anything to fucking say about any of these people. But
you know what shocks me? I found it out way more recently than I would have thought. The voice of Summer on Rick and Morty is his daughter.
Hell yeah.
Didn't even know he had kids. And then I saw her post on Twitter about him. And I thought, well, how did they know? How did they get together? Oh.
How does Spencer Grammer know Kelsey Grammer? And then you just kept wondering.
I've never been good at grammar. We're having fun. Marty, first of all, would you like to claim your prize?
Nick, you know I would.
Of course you would.
Yeah. I have some questions though, because I have it narrowed down to 3.
Perfect.
And I forget a couple of the answers.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Lake Mungo?
I have not seen Lake Mungo.
Have you seen Attachment?
I don't even know what Attachment is.
Okay. If I do not choose Slashback, will you legitimately watch Slashback?
I mean, I will keep saying that I absolutely need to watch it, and I might watch it at some point.
Okay. Pick a number between 1 and 3.
In honor of you, I'm going with 1.
Aw, thank you. My favorite number is actually 3, though. That is going to be Attachment.
Attachment, the one that I've never heard of.
It's a fun movie. I watched it when I was very sick, like a month ago. When more than a month ago. I watched it this summer. Oh my god, I was so sick. But it is a movie about a lesbian who ends up like having this really sweet like meet cute with a woman in the library, and then they like U-Haul, and then she has a health scare and they have to go live back in England with her very, very overbearing mother. And there's some really fun, like, it's like paranormal, and then there's like also like her family's like Orthodox Jewish, and just like there's a lot of layers that are really interesting and fun, and like queer identities, and I really liked it.
I mean, you've been pushing the queer cinema on me, and I appreciate it, even if it's hit or miss.
Well,
Desert Hearts was wonderful. The end.
Wow, Nick. Wow. You know what? Fuck you. I will not be back until next Monday.
I almost went out again. They ended up showing a double feature of Desert Hearts, and I forget what else, at the Brattle in Cambridge, like last month.
I would really like to know what the other movie was.
They were doing Queer Pride and Queer Wrath.
Oh, I love that. I really want to know what the other movie was.
I'll find the list. But is there anything else you want to add before I wrap this up?
No, all three of those movies are good and spooky fun.
So is attachment horror, or is that just...
It's horror.
Huh.
It's like, I don't want to say more because I don't want to spoil it.
No, I love it. I'm so happy that that I'm watching something completely blind.
Yeah, it's very spoilable. So like, type it in and then watch it.
I am in. Well, thank you all so much once again. Conor Shanahan, Jenny Isme, Elsie Clark, Marty Viscosi. I'm Nick Martucci. You can find me on all social media at Blundering Idiom. Find the show on Facebook, search Inappropriate Movie Database, or click the link in the description of this video, Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. I promise I will update those soon. I think I'm 3 episodes behind on both of those again. We do the show every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern right here on this channel. So if you like this, you should like the video, subscribe to the channel, watch any of the other 200 or so episodes of this show. What else? Also, if you are like one of my guests tonight and aren't going out on Halloween, I am doing a online Zoom stand-up show run by friend of the show, Sammy James. I believe it's pay what you can. I want to say it's 7 p.m. So like you can watch it 7 p.m. Eastern. So you can watch it and then do other things with your night. I'll be posting about that on all the socials too. If you want to watch just some fun, maybe spooky comedy. I don't know what other people are doing. I'm pretty sure a demon's going to be there. Oh yeah, no, I mean that's a classic bit. That is. I don't want to. That's right out of my act.
And when I tell people, I'm like, you gotta see this guy.
Introduce myself, and it falls off immediately, and we never talk about it again.
Classic.
And other than that, we will be back next Monday, the 30th of October, with horror movies. Because what else would we be back with? Thank you all for watching this. Goodbye, everybody.
Fuck you, osteoporosis.